going on, guys? It's MTGT Dirt Farmer here. We got a brand new week, and we're going to start things off by doing an oil change down at the river on one of our irrigation pumps. So our irrigation pumps are actually ran by big diesel engines. I'll show that off. Well, you'll see it later, actually. So anyways, let's get going. So I think we're about ready to go here. Just going to double check my little list here. So for our river oil capacities, we've got 12 gallons. It tells us the filter and everything. So we got the right filter. We've got 12 gallons of nice clean oil here. We got a couple buckets for the dirty stuff and a drip pan, and then our transfer pump in the back of the service pickup. Well, our spring weed on the corner of the pivot looking pretty good as we make our way down to the river bottom. And one of these days we're gonna show off a video on the pivots here. I'll get a little bit closer. Should be pretty interesting. I had a Reddit post the other day, and a lot of people, or some people, didn't know what they were interested in them. So we'll have a video up maybe in a few days. By the end of the week, we'll see kind of when we get them turned back on again. So we're down on the river bottom here now. First thing we got to do is actually fire up the engine, let it warm up for a little bit, just so the oil drains a little bit nicer. But oh, it's just an absolutely gorgeous day down here today. Another thing we got to watch out for is rattlesnakes, because the snakes are out and there's tends to be a lot of rattlesnakes down here. So we just check a couple spots kind of underneath this concrete. Sometimes they like to sort of sit under there, and other little holes and whatnot. So don't need any little heart attacks or end up at the hospital needing some anti-venom. But anyways, we're gonna fire this guy up and let it warm up for a bit. Just before we fire it up though, I'm gonna just kind of walk you guys through how this thing works. So we've got our big old diesel engine here, 510 horsepower, and that runs our pump. And so the pump goes way down here in this hole. We got a little well, and that well is connected to these culverts outside in the river here. You can kind of see them. They go way out there, kind of to where that pipe, or that, not that pipe, but that post is out there. And then there's some screens out there. You can kind of see them. Just keep all the sand and other garbage out of our well. Hopefully, that's what they're supposed to do anyway. And if you're wondering what all those little tubes are, that's just hooked off of the pump there. And it backflows a little bit of water to keep those screens all cleaned off. So we're just pumping a little bit of water back into the river, keep all those guys clean out there. So once it gets to the well here, the pump raises it up, pushes it into these pipes here. Then we've got these two pipes, they split and they go up the river, or up the coulee there, and then another couple miles over to the pivots. All right, we're all ready to fire up the engine here. Got to make sure the clutch is disengaged. We don't need to turn the pump on when we're just warming the engine up, so everything should be ready to go. Press that little safety button in. Gets the fuel pump started. See if I can do this with one hand. Maybe. I wasn't able to start it with one hand, so I had to go off camera to start it, but it is started and now it's warming up. Next thing will be, I'm gonna get all my oil stuff set up while it's warming up right now. So now we're down to just 2 drain buckets, so hopefully all the oil fits in those. You can see this cap snapped off when I was trying to take it off, so we can't use that bucket or else all the oil is just gonna fly out the top. So remember to like and subscribe to the channel, so hopefully in a year we can afford a new $5 bucket. So then for draining the oil, we got this slick little guy here. He just plugs in right here. If I can get it started. One hand here. Maybe. So there we go. And then when I screw it on tighter, it starts draining the oil out. And we just got to keep an eye on this guy. Make sure we're not overfilling our pan here. We've got our little transfer pump. He's hooked up to the battery. And once we get enough oil in here, we just kick the pump on for a second and we drain it into our little drain tub there. There we go. Little transfer pump's kicked on. And we're going just about level with the oil, so not too slow and not too fast. Working out just about right. And then we just wait. We keep an eye on this guy because we have 12 gallons of oil, so we don't want to overfill this thing. And we're going to have him pretty full because that other bucket broke. We got the new oil filter on there. Everything's closed up, so now we're ready to put the new oil in, which actually goes in up here is our fill tube. So we'll put the new 12 gallons in and then we should be all ready to go irrigating again. Well, we've got everything all cleaned up out here and ready to go again. So thanks for watching the video. And if you want to see what's going on the farm, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys later.